Welcome! This is Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for. On Motoring Forum, we shall give you a few reminders to follow and observe under Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine. Our road safety reminder on the Young Street Smarts portion centers on what to do when one encounters a double white line road marking. This week's Spying Chaper shall be about the impropriety of playing loud music in PUVs. The public service segment centers on habal-habal or unregistered motorcycles for hire. Showcase this week shall have the compact sedan from Hyundai, while for race weekend we'll look back on the first round of the 2020 Philippine Autocross Championship Series.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are in this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
Dad, naflatan kami.
Dad? Dad?
You okay? Iwan mo na yan. Ako na bahala dyan. Let's go. Hatid ko na kayo. Tara. Excuse me? Let's go!
Thank you. You always have my back.
Have fun.
I will.
Welcome back. Here are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Following the decision of the Interagency Task Force on COVID-19 to place areas under Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine or MECQ, the DOTR has announced that the public transportation in these areas are still prohibited. However, the DOTR said that the public shuttles will be allowed for frontline workers or for those who will return to work in allowed industries under MECQ. Buses, jeepneys, taxis, and TNVs, on the other hand, are still not allowed. Tricycles are also not allowed, but with exceptions subject to the guidelines set by the DILG and respective LGUs. Meanwhile, the operations of railway lines, which include LRT1, LRT2, MRT3, and PNR, will remain suspended. For private transport, Company Shuttle is allowed to operate with passenger capacity of 50%. For rented shuttles, a special permit must be secured from the LTFRB. Personal vehicles owned by persons or workers in permitted sectors are also allowed, with 2 passengers per row. Furthermore, the department also encourages the use of bicycles, motorcycles, or e-scooters, with the latter subject to existing traffic regulations. The LTFRB has released a memorandum circular containing the guidelines for the operations of taxis and Transport Network Vehicle Services, or TNVS, in areas under General Community Quarantine, or GCQ, which took effect on May 16. For TNVS, bookings and payments must be cashless or contactless, which can be done through an online facility or electronic payment, provided by a duly accredited transport network company, or TNC. Meanwhile, the taxi units must be equipped with a web-based app provided by an accredited TNC for booking and online payment purposes. Units must also be equipped with global navigation satellite system as well as dashboard and CCTV cameras as stated in a previous LTFRB memo. Taximeters should also be calibrated and a cashless transaction for fare payment must also be observed. Additionally, TNVs and taxi units must be currently registered with valid personal passenger insurance policy. Moreover, the department said that there should also be a daily record of passengers for the purpose of contact tracing. Aside from these, social distancing guidelines must be strictly enforced for drivers, operators, and passengers in accordance to the guidelines set by the government. The LTFRB stressed that failure to comply with these guidelines would result to fines and penalties or cancellation or suspension of the operator's franchise or its provisional authority. Around 570 stranded students were ferried by the Office of the President in partnership with the DOTR from Metro Manila back to their families in their respective provinces. These students were left in their campuses, apartments, and dormitories back in March due to the enforcement of community quarantine. The department said that students underwent rapid testing for COVID-19, and in accordance with health protocols, those with negative results were allowed to proceed for boarding, while those who would test positive will be referred to a quarantine facility. 11 students were ferried back to Central Luzon, 16 to Cagayan de Oro, and a total of 543 to Caraga region. Prior to the send-off, the DOTR, IATF, and the DILG have coordinated with representatives from the LGUs of the students' hometown, where they are expected to be welcomed and turned over to their respective families. The city government of Pasig has announced system changes in its free Pasig bus service that will take effect this month. First on the list is the designation of loading and unloading bays for the shuttles, as according to the local government, the presence of bus stops is essential to keep track of the service's travel schedule. During peak hours, from 5 to 9 in the morning and in the afternoon, shuttle buses will leave its terminal in Pasig City Hall every 30 minutes, while an hour interval during off-peak hours of 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Meanwhile, the location of each bus will now be determined by commuters availing the service, as Pasig government partnered with PLDT Smart, Sakay.ph, and Samsung. Users need only to download the Sakay.ph app or visit covid19.sakay.ph and choose OK, start searching, proceed to Pasig Transport, and choose desired route. Furthermore, routes have been extended to nearby cities to service more passengers to and from Pasig City. These are SM City East to Meralco, Cainta, City Hall to Calawaan, Makati, Pateros, BGC, City Hall to the Medical City via Shaw, Mandaluyong, City Hall to Ligaya via Pasig City General Hospital and Rosario, Marikina, and City Hall to Kenneth, Taytay. Most routes of the free bus service start and end at the Pasig City Hall, but an additional bus stop is added at the Pasig Mega Market from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Those are the latest news in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. The first couple of days of Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine, or MECQ, in Metro Manila were not happy ones. Now this week on Motoring Forum, we give you gentle reminders to follow and observe as we continue our battle against COVID-19. Those who understood that the M in MECQ stood for Modified and not Malayang Maglibot were anxious and angry at the sight of congested thoroughfares, including parts of EDSA and the crowded entrances at malls and aisles at supermarkets. Anxious out of fear that the COVID-19 contagion will continue to spread, and angry at people, undisciplined, plain ignorant of the dangers, or just uncaring of the consequences of their actions. Many hope that the mad dash to freedom from being cloistered in homes for 2 months was just a momentary lapse. All were stir-crazy and needing a break, and that sanity and discipline would return. It was the weekend, of course, and maybe most of those jostling along the aisles of supermarkets were there for their weekly supply of groceries and other essentials. But the biggest test of the move to MECQ would be the work week, when more businesses, aside from the so-called essential ones related to food, medicine, security, and sanitation, are allowed to open. The biggest fear is this: if the ill discipline continues, physical distancing is not observed, the number of COVID-19 cases will rise and it's back to a longer stint under ECQ. So, maybe it's a good time for a few reminders. The most important is that the restrictions of the ECQ and the MECQ are essentially the same. Only people authorized to leave home can do so. Those out to buy essentials like food and medicine are reminded to have the necessary quarantine passes. Then, there is the list of people allowed to go to work and provide necessary services. The MECQ guidelines lengthen the list of business, trades, and services allowed to resume operations. Their employees are reminded to secure certificates of employment or in lieu of that, present employer IDs at checkpoints. Whether out for essentials or work, everyone must be reminded that safety protocols mandated by health authorities must continue to be observed. Social distancing of at least 1 meter apart, frequent hand washing, and wearing of masks in public places. With public transport still restricted, they must remember the government's mandate to provide shuttles for employees and encourage carpooling for those with private vehicles, which must comply with physical distancing protocols. And while we're in the mood for reminders, here are more gentle ones. Many malls, banks, shops, and other establishments, both private and public, have been instituting measures to encourage physical distancing at entrances and within buildings or shop premises. Please use them. If it's a circle box on the floor, stay within it. If it's a line, stay right behind it. Don't stray to one side or the other. Make the line of people as even as possible. If there are arrows on aisles, follow the directions. If shops have special procedures for ordering, pickup or payment, comply. Masks are supposed to be worn properly, covering nose down to chin. Don't pull them down below the chin, especially with people near or around you. It's for your own safety and, more especially, for others. A few reminders for everyone, as areas in the country have all been out of the enhanced community quarantine and are either under modified enhanced or general. Our feature this week on Motoring Today's Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines.
Dad, naflipan kami.
Dad? Dad?
You okay? Iwan mo na yan. Ako na bahala dyan. Let's go. Hatid ko na kayo. Tara. Excuse me? Let's go!
Thank you. You always have my back.
Have fun.
I will.
You are back with us here on Motoring Today, and we now have this week's valuable motoring tips, starting off with some road safety reminders from Toyota Motor Philippines.
Double white line means bawal ang mag-overtake sa kahit anong oras. Katulad ng nasa animation, you should stay on your lane all the time. Sa ganitong paraan ay maiiwasan ang aksidente.
More motoring tips for you here on Motoring Today. Proper driver's demeanor while behind the wheel from Mitsubishi Motors Philippines.
Mayong chopper lang kaibigan, ako si Daniel Villegas, isang kapwa new chopper. Iwasan po natin ang pagpatugtog ng sobrang lakas ng musika sa ating sakyan, lalo na habang ito'y tumatakbo sa daan.
Dapat nating malaman na ang pagpapatugtog ng loud music sa loob ng sasakyan, pampasahero man ito o pribado, ay di lamang nakakapwerhisyo. Ito rin ay delikado. Kapag tayo ay nagpapatugtog ng malakas, ito ay nagdudulot ng ingay at nakakaabala rin sa ibang tao. Ang atensyon natin ay nababaling sa musika at hindi sa pagmamaneho natin. At kung tayo ay distracted, hindi tayo alerto sa mga nangyayari sa ating kapaligiran. Kapag ito ang nangyari, di lamang ikaw ang madidisgrasya, pati na rin ang ibang motorista.
Kaya palaging tandaan habang tayo ay nagmamaneho, lagi tayong alisto sa ating paligid. Ito po si Daniel Villegas, payong chopper lang, kaibigan mula sa isang kapwa niyo chopper.
Dad, naflatan kami.
Dad? Dad?
You okay? Iwan mo na yan. Ako na bahala dyan. Let's go. Hatid ko na kayo. Tara. Excuse me? Let's go!
Thank you. You always have my back.
Have fun.
I will.
Continuing, we now welcome you to Motoring Today's World of Motorsports. We start with the latest news and developments. Tuason Racing recently concluded the third round of its race for Frontliners Virtual Charity Racing Series with the Armed Forces of the Philippines as its beneficiary. A 5-minute qualifying race was held prior to the main event where e-racers used a Subaru WRX STI 2014 at Autodrome Lago Maggiore Center Racetrack. At the end, the young phenom Inigo Anton dominated the round as he recorded the fastest lap of 53.15 seconds. Following Inigo are Rangel Blancaflor, Russell Cabrera, Rafi Rabe, Paui Base, and Charles Aceron, taking note of the first 4 winners who are only separated by milliseconds of time. The fourth round of the race for Frontliners is scheduled on May 27 at 8 p.m. and will be streamed live on Tuason Racing's Facebook page and YouTube channel. More in the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today, as we look back on the highlights of this year's local motorsports on Race Weekend. During the first round of the 2020 Philippine Autocross Championship Series, everyone appeared to be raring to get their names on top of leaderboards while also enjoying getting back behind the steering wheel of their race cars. We are here in Navotas Centennial Park for another day of racing as a sea of cars behind me are ready for the start of the 2020 Philippine Autocross Championship Series. The 2020 local motorsports season has officially begun, and it began with holding of the first round of the 2020 Philippine Autocross Championship Series. It was apparent that many were eager to get the racing season up and running following the relatively short break for the holidays. Race Day Sunday saw entries registering early for the first autocross event of the season held at a closed-off section of Radial Road 10 in Navotas. The overall and class champions as well as the rivals and contenders showed up ready and prepared to defend their titles or to dethrone the reigning champions. The 2019 PAX overall champion Inigo Anton, perhaps at 15 years old, the youngest ever overall champion on record, is back to defend his title. I'm here with the 2019 overall PAX champion, Inigo Anton. Hi, Inigo.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So, what are your expectations for this year's Philippine Autocross Championship Series?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to thank everybody that helped me in 2019, the Philippine Autocross Championship. It was my first year trying to go for the overall, and luckily I was able to do it. And whatever I did in 2019, I hope to do it again this 2020.
So it's the new year, same league. Are you planning on doing anything different this year?
Well, just because I'm gonna be turning 16 this year, I'm allowed to actually do circuit races now. So hopefully in the Vios Cup, I think you'll be able to see me there also. So we'll just be balancing like Philippine Autocross and Vios Cup. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do circuit this year.
So for those who are wondering, can you just give us, your insights on the difference racing for Philippine Autocross Championship Series and, with the likes of the Vios Cup and other circuit racing leagues?
So like Philippine Autocross is very different from any circuit. Philippine Autocross mostly goes around public roads, which are of course properly closed to the races and everything. While circuit is more on tracks and side-by-side action. So like you're not racing against the time, you're racing against other people in circuits. While here in autocross, you're mostly just focusing on getting the fastest time.
All right, that's Inigo Anton. We are looking forward for a very competitive year from you.
Yeah, thank you.
Also happy to be back and raring to contend anew for the overall and other class championships is Jeff Borja, a perennial contender looking to complete his 5th season of autocross racing.
Just for today, I'm just happy na nagkaroon ng maaga yung autocross. So, first round here, maganda yung racetrack. Although yung racetrack hindi masyadong maganda for yung kotse ko ngayon kasi medyo high speed talaga siya. Makina ko, hindi ko alam kung kakayanin lumaban dun sa mga mas malalakas. But, mahaba naman yung season, so maghahabol tayo ng points dun sa mga ibang tracks na mas suited for the Honda Jazz. Yeah, I've been racing in Philippine Autocross 4 years straight na, actually. Before naman, nag-race din ako sa autocross, pero hindi ko na-complete yung season kasi meron akong other things na ginagawa. But yeah, this is my 4th year straight. I have expectations kasi last year, we did well, but I did not get the trophy that I was hoping to get. But that's okay. We only lost by a small margin naman. At saka may absence kasi ako because of other engagements. So that's okay. This year, I'll do whatever it takes to make the Jazz quicker every round if it's possible. And then ako din, kailangan ko din ng practice. Practice ko rin lahat ng layouts. Medyo more or less I have an idea kung ano yung kailangan gawin for the layouts. So, and then from there, we'll just keep learning.
Jeff is aware that competition will be tighter for both open class and overall championships, especially with more and more talented drivers joining autocross. But he welcomes the challenge and the challengers.
That's a good thing kasi gusto nga namin talaga dumami yung competition kasi it's more fun when you have more competition, you have more rivals. We're all friends here, but syempre we also wanna beat each other. But it's good because if I have someone who's faster than me, for example, then it brings up my game to the next level where I can get quicker than him, and then it's a game from there. So I welcome actually more sana na pumunta pa and to join even the novice guys, of course, kasi mas yung mga lahat naman tayo nagsimula sa novice, right? So eventually yung mga novice guys yung iba dyan talaga magiging champions din. So yeah, we invite everybody to join the Philippine Autocross Championship.
Jeff's invitation might not be needed as sprinkled among the long line of vehicles waiting their turn for timed runs on the relatively short but challenging autocross track are many newbie, really raw rookies in racing or those returning to the sport after many years of absence, like the father and son tandem of Chuck and Hans Montecillo. The father, Chuck, is making a return to autocross and considers himself a newbie.
Well, I joined last year, I think 2 events towards the end of the year, and yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I used to autocross back in the States, back in the early 90s. So I do have some background in autocrossing. I would say I'm a novice, but no, I mean, I haven't been racing in years. So this is a way for me to just like relive what I used to do. I'm not in it to really win anything. I'm just here to have fun. I wouldn't call it a career, but I will do my best to finish this year's championship series. I would like to attend every single event. Hopefully I can do that.
Meanwhile, the son, Hans, is a true novice.
Well, it's my first ever form of racing, and I'll just use Jeff's words, I almost killed him. I'd say my passion for racing started with the first few toys I've ever had, which were my old Hot Wheels cars. From then on, it just started from there. I just started looking into all kinds of racing, and then I found this to be my sort of thing.
That's my DNA. He has my DNA, so he has no choice in the matter.
That's the biggest thing.
After his first attempt at autocross, Hans is showing signs of taking the sport seriously.
The lesson I learned from there is car control. At the time when I tried it out, I was pretty terrible at driving manual, so making a lot of mistakes. So when I start racing, definitely car control. It's the first thing I'll...
At the first round of the 2020 Philippine Autocross Championship Series, the champions are back to defend their titles. The contenders are back to eager to dethrone the champions. The regular weekend warriors are back to sate their thirst for motor racing. And many newbies sign up to experience the thrill of racing and find out if they have what it takes to contend and one day be champions. The motor racing season has begun. That's it for another coverage of the Philippine Autocross Championship Series, year 2020. Check us out next week for another edition of Race Weekend.
As evident during the first PAX round, it's another exciting year for participants, fans, and enthusiasts with a number of good storylines to follow. Here's hoping for the COVID-19 pandemic to end soon and for racing to start anew. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. Motoring Today continues right after this break.
Dad, naflipan kami.
Dad? Dad?
You okay? Iwan mo na yan. Ako na bahala dyan. Let's go. Hatid ko na kayo. Tara. Excuse me? Let's go!
Thank you. You always have my back.
Have fun.
I will.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
Top executives of Lexus Philippines recently met the local motoring media in a virtual press gathering to discuss how new ways of mobility will play a big role in helping consumers adapt to the new normal, as the company also finds new ways to make their products and services more accessible and convenient to their consumers. With this, Lexus Philippines revealed that LC Convertible will soon be available in the local market, the first of which is the LC500, the brand's flagship coupe. According to the company, the LC model line is a representative of its evolution towards becoming a luxury lifestyle brand, providing driving pleasure, and excitement to enrich customers' lifestyles. The new LC Convertible joins the Coupe as aspirational halo models for the entire Lexus lineup, providing unique driving experiences that stimulate the senses and express ultimate beauty. It's said that with exterior styling based on LC model line, the LC Convertible retains excellent aerodynamic performance and optimal weight distribution, incorporating functional beauty into the design. The soft top roof provides a unique silhouette and sporty disposition. The LC Convertible retains a beautiful silhouette when the top is lowered through its automatic folding mechanism that stores the top under an integrated Tonmyo cover. It is powered by a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 engine mated to the DirectShift 10 automatic transmission. According to Lexus Philippines, the new LC500 convertible is scheduled to go on local sale by the third quarter of the year. Toyota Motor Philippines has launched new products and services on its digital platform for their customers' convenience and safety as the country transitions to the new normal. The company recently set up a dedicated webpage for Toyota news and advisories, as well as links to assist customers through toyota.com.ph/here4you. Most dealerships may have opened, but customers can still check out Toyota vehicles while at home through toyota.com.ph/vehicles, where they can access the vehicle specifications and features, price lists, and promos. The company added that a virtual showroom will be available soon. Prior to these, service appointment bookings have been made available via the mytoyota.ph digital tool, as the company is looking to implement 100% appointment system for servicing vehicles. Moreover, Toyota said that flexible financing schemes, extended payment terms, and payment holiday terms will continue to be provided. Along with these are the free services such as periodic maintenance, insurance, and back-to-cleanse vehicle sanitation. According to the company, more features and more options and deals will soon be added to meet every customer's needs. Sojitz G Auto Philippines has announced that the all-new Geely Azakara is set to be launched online on May 30. The formal digital launch will be streamed on the Facebook page, YouTube channel, and website of Geely Philippines, where the company will take viewers to details of the new model. With the COVID-19 pandemic that has hit the world, social events and mass gatherings are prohibited, and so being active on online platforms serves as Geely's way of reaching out to more people. Additionally, the company said that they're investing more in producing healthier cars. At present, all Geely models being sold in the Philippines are equipped with CN95 cabin filters that has a high filtration efficiency for airborne microbial, inert particles, and droplets that are often attached to coronavirus.
We're so happy today.
Our Car of the Week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. Thinking of acquiring a vehicle after quarantine ends? How about getting a hybrid? Maybe it can help us enjoy the clear skies and views of mountains when people and cars stay home under quarantine. Let's take a look at one, the Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid. Coming up next on Showcase. That was the Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid 1.6 GLS 6D CT. As even before the pandemic, the world's automakers have been seriously moving towards hybrids and electric vehicles and away from fossil fuel-powered ones. Our featured vehicle in this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
Dad, naplatan kami.
Dad? Dad?
You okay? Iwan mo na yan. Ako na bahala dyan. Let's go. Hatid ko na kayo. Tara. Excuse me? Let's go!
Thank you. You always have my back.
Have fun.
I will.
We now have our public service segment brought to you by Honda Cars Philippines.
This week on Public Service, we will be highlighting habal-habal drivers and terminals. Their presence in the metro streets has long been an issue in the transport sector, and they have been illegally serving some commuters for quite some time now. Being almost always on the road, our crew has seen some of these habal-habal drivers waiting for passengers. Particular places where we've seen some of them operating are in Capitolio in Pasig, South Sembo in Makati, and Shaw in EDSA. Other information will be given to the proper authorities for appropriate action. May this also be a reminder to everyone to protect oneself and do not patronize these illegal drivers.
That's our public service segment from Honda Cars Philippines. And may remind you once again that if you come across any motoring issue or problem, please feel free to let us know about it. Take a look at your screens for our contact details. And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, please don't forget to check us out on our social media accounts.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now in its 33rd year of continuing service to the general motoring public, with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. Please stay safe and observe health protocols when outside. On behalf of Butch Gamboa, our dad, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa.
Happy motoring!